one. Hey, everybody, welcome to bonus stuff. We just got done reviewing Love Hurts, so go look for that review somewhere in the ether of YouTube. So last night, this recording, we're recording on a Monday. So last night was the Super Bowl. And a lot of people were, maybe not Thomas, but a lot of people were happy the Chiefs lost because they've been dominating for 2 straight years. And
Honestly, I don't think people in Philadelphia were happy after that.
that's just how they act when they win. That's just how the
excitable. Getting their wiggles out.
A lot of people like me weren't thrilled by this matchup. I wasn't even planning to watch it, but there was nothing else to do, so I watched it. So a lot of people probably like me just watched it for the commercials. So we have the best commercials. I don't know how much.
Any good ones?
There was good ones.
There's some weird commercials in the Super Bowl.
There was weird ones. I know one that I really like, which will probably be on this.
Human hats and I don't know.
So,
I saw that human hat one. That was crazy.
Just so weird. I saw it twice. I was upset both times.
This is a website called Delish. Well, I don't know why we have to have a commercial for the commercial. Oh no, this is it, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the actual commercial. So if there's music, like licensed music, I'll probably mute it, but here we go.
Mum, Dad?
We have something to tell you. You have a twin brother we never told you about. I'm sorry.
So, what's his name?
Other David.
You called him Other David?
If there's 2 Davids, one has to be Other David.
Where is he?
Left him in America.
Are you...
Beckham. Dave Beckham.
No way.
Hey, what'd you say your name was?
David.
Try one of these. That is the best buffalo wing in the county.
You eat buffalo?
No, it's just chicken. It was invented in Buffalo, the city.
So it's not buffalo.
You all right, man?
Still got it? Come on, guys. Sorry, it's a thing I do.
You drink Stella?
I have taste, David.
Something, I have to tell you.
My brother is a famous soccer player?
Yeah.
So how famous are you? Like Matt Damon famous?
Maybe Ben Affleck famous.
That's a shame.
Affleck has more than one Oscar, though.
Damon and Affleck have really taken over the Super Bowl.
So I have 3 things about this. 1, Beckham is looking very, very old.
Yes.
2, this commercial deserves a better beer because Stella is a horrible beer. And 3, did those chicken look terrible? Like they look like
great, but
looked like the sauce wasn't sticking.
They were definitely out for a while. They're definitely prop things.
Thank you.
They've been there.
The hot
for a
ones.
minute.
Yeah,
like those never look great.
There was no like texture, like good texture on them. It
didn't look like they were sauced or anything.
Thomas, Stella Artois, you always get the knife to you cut the foam.
Yeah,
you can do that on you can do that on any beer, and guess what? It's better beer. You can do that on Guinness, and it is a superior beer.
Matt Damon says he's got taste for drinking. I don't remember this one, so let's see what this is.
This one
is just a horse pushing a barrel.
It's just a horse pushing a barrel.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's one of those.
There's nothing to this.
Oh.
How is this number 2 on their list?
Still too low, buddy.
Don't really
They
know.
were all bad.
This is like an old commercial.
I remember being like, oh, this football's really bad, but maybe the commercials will be good. And then none of them were good.
The barrel has fallen off. They've fallen off the wagon, guys.
He's like, I got this. I thought he was going to drink it, but he just pushes it. And I think I zoned out.
I don't think Clydesdales can jump that well. Because they're too heavy.
Kind of heavy.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
One of those came to Lubbock, by the way. That thing is a dinosaur.
I saw them when, the San Antonio SeaWorld had Clydesdales or something.
They are massive.
I don't know if they still do, but I haven't been there in a long time.
Would a barrel of beer float?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know the density of beer.
It's got carbonation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clydesdales always remind me of Santa Claus when he's like, "You're healthy as a horse," and he's like, "Yeah, Clydesdale."
Clydesdale, yeah, I think we're heading license.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's true.
Would you be weirded out by a horse pushing a barrel?
No.
Someone could train a horse to that, right?
This was animals doing something cute, so the people were probably like, "Oh, yay!"
Oh no.
Maybe nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Clydesdale get this person every time. That's what they're saying. Okay, when Harry met Sally.
Okay, I've always wanted to go to Cat's Diner, by the way, or Delicatessen.
Well, maybe someday we will.
Using Ben.
I can't believe they let us back in this place.
Oh, no good?
No.
Oh. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So good. Oh, it's so.
this one's real.
Oh.
They should have had her say the F word.
That
Just
is a
like,
sandwich. I'll have what she's having.
That's why this commercial did well.
Because Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
What is Billy Crystal reverse aging? Because last time I saw him, he was looking pretty rough, and there he was like,
You never know.
So I have been making some killer sandwiches the last couple weeks.
Oh, where's mine?
If you ever have the chance, get butcher cut bacon. That will change your life. You'll have the best sandwiches, and you'll get to the end of your life, and you'll be like, I remember those sandwiches. So.
I've been using that Japanese mayo. It's good. It's really
That
good.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, butcher cut bacon. It looks like you're eating a slice of ham, but it's bacon.
Is that a brand, or are you literally going to a butcher?
No, it's like it's not a brand because it has a brand, but it's just what the cut's called. Okay, so this is the one I actually really like.
I liked this one.
We were talking this one. I didn't see this one really. I just saw Willem Dafoe and I smiled.
I sent this to Johnny. He's like, I want a full movie about this.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Excuse me. Would you consider playing us?
For the ultras.
Oh, we're kind of at a high level.
Fascinating.
You guys sure you want this? Please, sure.
Bit of a tennis player myself.
Hey, it's Pickle, actually.
That was fun.
824's next movie.
It would be awesome.
Those ultras.
They got ultras.
Whip it real hard. Whip it real hard.
You know we're professional athletes, right?
What sport?
I smell ultra.
Would A24 make the movie, and then it gets all like disturbing?
Children end up coming from out inside their skin or something.
Willem Dafoe gets naked.
I'm not gonna say what I was thinking.
It's a sequel.
Really,
it's a secret sequel to Antichrist.
Do people really drink a ton of Ultra at pickleball games?
I don't really know a lot of people who drink Ultra.
I didn't even recognize that as pickleball. So what? I don't know.
This one was pretty good too. I only caught the end of it, so.
It has been a banner year for the National Football League. Or should I call it the National Football League? From the very beginning, football has been a conspiracy to make us hungry.
And we'll call this a pigskin. Make people crave bacon.
Bacon.
And everybody loves bacon. I love bacon.
They do anything to sell.
I completely missed it. That was Kevin Bacon.
Because nobody's eating ice cream Saturdays, kid. Jeez. So the Packers were named after meat packers.
So what should we call the fans, Coach?
Cheeseheads. Of course. Why do you think Buffalo got a team?
These wings deserve a team.
Yeah. I picked out a good team name for Buffalo, Bill. Buffalo. Buffalo. And their biggest game? Come on. Our championship will be a Super Cup. Can't eat out of a cup, Ted. But a bowl? How about a Super Bowl? And we'll start naming players after appliances.
Hey, Coach, do I have to be called refrigerator?
Yes. And Peyton, who's a beef salesman? Omaha! Steak. Omaha!
Steak.
Steak. And they're still playing us. This year, we're not even hiding anymore. The Super Bowl LIX. with a halftime show presented by an apple. In a stadium named after a salad.
I was going to say Little Caesars, but okay.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Yeah. Hey.
Sorry, sir. You want me to make a movie about a football conspiracy?
Yes.
No.
Come on, Greta.
No.
Bacon's in.
Everybody loves bacon.
No one believes that football is just some conspiracy to sell
Food! When football makes you hungry, order Uber Eats.
I did get.
Oh, sorry.
I
You
did.
got Uber Eats?
No, I got probably 7 because I had the Wingstop ad from our Tyson Paul fight. I downloaded the Wingstop ad, and I kept getting notifications like pre-order your wings before Sunday. Pre-order your wings. They were doing pre-orders, so you could get your order locked in early and get it on Super Bowl Sunday. I was like, holy cow! So he might be onto something.
I really didn't care for this one, but
No, I did not either. This one's weird. I'm up.
yeah.
We're Pringles.
Well, so the fact that it has her in it after everything going on right now?
Do it.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This is the wrong one.
Oh, this isn't the tongue one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
I was thinking of the tongue one. This is the mustache one. Yeah, this one's whatever. I thought it was the tongue one. The tongue one was
I
weird.
thought it was too, yeah.
That thing was disturbing.
I didn't even see this one.
That would hurt.
You don't want your mustache pulled off?
That would hurt.
Didn't get other Ron Swanson in here.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Who's famous for his mustache.
I know. He is the mustache man.
Couldn't afford him. No.
Oh.
I thought this was the one where they're like at a party.
Yeah, the one with Michael Shannon.
Yeah. Mustache.
Mustache.
All right, this one is another athlete.
Welcome to Java Jam, Battle of the Coffee Brand Bands.
This ain't the Dunkings.
Yay.
Forget them suckers. Matt Damon and Tom Brady don't have the heart of a champion. We got a new squad, Dunkings sequel. Affleck and Belichick. Dunkings! A little more spirit on the, on the charge next time. All right. We got a fourth Dunking too coming.
Belichick's wife.
Oh my God.
Hey, man.
Is that coffee? What are you doing in there?
I'm just trying to find the character.
We got to battle the barista buds.
I'm all in for Duncan.
You should have paid for Matt.
I told you that.
Dunking! About to get roasted!
Like a dark seasonal roast with
Are these guys supposed to be
Starbucks, yeah.
Disposal.
See you, coach. How much to wait a half hour to get my name spelled wrong on the cup?
Nobody wants a goat milk double half calf soy milk cap. You could just brew it. It's beans and water.
Oh, damn.
They're gonna be on every commercial pretty
I
soon.
did like the pre-commercial. This commercial had the where Jay and Silent Bob came up to him and started talking to him.
Yeah, more body hair.
All right, Little Caesar's
They,
crazy.
they communicate this beforehand?
To do the body hair flying around. Just the mood of America right now.
Jeez, what a scream.
Birthday cake comes in. It is so cute. My dad's eating crazy puffs again.
That's true. Like
Don't ask.
eyebrows coming off. That's not a
Have you tried
scream.
the bacon ones?
Lost her
Bacon
mind.
ones?
Those puffs are good. I actually had them once.
Oh,
I only
Like
saw
the-
that guy on Instagram. What's the black guy that he always says, "Come here," and you get close and he's talking to you all the time. He recreated him at his house.
Oh, Jordan.
Oh
something?
yeah, Jordan Stallion.
Yeah.
He recreated him. And he said they looked really good.
I did not see this one.
Thank you for sharing
Not
your
either.
Totino's pizza
Kind of
rolls.
dumb.
No problem.
We'll miss you, Jasmo.
I'll miss you too. They're the most snackable pizza that you.
Oh god,
That's a scream.
that's another not
Yeah.
necessary scream.
I know, that's not a
Rest in peace,
scream.
Jasmo.
But what if she loved him?
We didn't know him as
He's
well.
not dead. He's just squished.
You don't think that guy's dead?
Just
Help me!
Totino's Pizza Rolls, the most snackable pizza in the universe.
Stop staring at me and help me.
That
What's
is
the
like
banana
one
organs?
thing. You could put 500 of those in front of me and I would eat all of them in one sitting.
Really? Pizza rolls?
Yeah. Just no
Is
stopping.
that Vin Diesel?
It is Vin Diesel.
Always Vin Diesel.
Baby, let's cruise.
What the heck?
They're not fast.
Who?
What happened to fast life?
Not today.
What? Are y'all kidding me?
Slow life.
That
The
wasn't
same
about
way.
family.
Nope.
Didn't
Oh,
share
ice
that
cream.
with nobody.
All right. Tell me if there's anyone that you guys remember.
I don't know the Nespresso. Don't know Taco Bell.
That
That
one
one's
was
all
fine, but
right.
I'd seen it also like 4 times before.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Doritos. That one wasn't really.
I was tired of that one. I was tired of seeing Unleash Your
The-
Senses. So
The
too many
Nerds
times.
one, yeah, made no sense. It was just, yeah, it was weird.
That guy's hair is crazy though. It's like dyed at the bottom. Looks like little like.
Oh, the Reese's one's pretty good, actually.
You
That
like the
one's
Reese
good.
ones?
That one's good. Mostly because it would be Jared. It would be
It
Jared.
would be Jared.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Reese's
it.
has big news.
The lava cups.
Don't try it.
Involves lava.
Dang, you have to try that.
Reese's has big news.
That's a powerful rascal. It was going up a mountain.
Love lava that much.
The positive reception of 2024 AD.
I don't know why it's giving us.
I don't know why it's giving us this one.
We were gonna learn, guys.
Yeah.
This was like the Smash Bros.
Yeah, everyone's here.
of merchandising.
Oh, I hate this thing.
Release the hounds.
Puppy monkey baby.
Oh, Puppy Monkey Baby.
I hate that thing.
Wee.
Oh, it's like Food Fight all over again.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, without the lewd comments.
Is that Mr. Clean?
It is Mr. Clean.
Actually,
Or-
Instacart. It's not.
It might be Sean Astin. I don't know. Not Sean Astin. What's his name from Hot Wings or Hot Ones?
Oh,
It's
Sean
got the
Evans.
milk.
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans. Thank you.
That was the Ritz
I
one.
didn't
Oh,
like that one.
Let me
You
see
know,
it.
it's-
I
okay.
didn't
Tongue
see it.
one.
Jared hasn't seen it.
No, it's not the tongue one. It was
Okay.
just kind of uncomfortable.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it just wasn't that
Our
funny.
salty brethren. Ha, you and me could learn something from her.
It's you and I.
Oh, hey, Gus.
You ain't give me exact change.
Yeah, get over it.
He's salty, but I'm the saltiest.
Oh, saltier than me? When I smile, people assume it's a glitch.
Please, I'm the human version of Monday.
My personality cures meats. You are a salty freak.
Thank you. Why is Rich so good? So annoying.
Buttery, salty show.
Love's better.
Those are good,
Is
man.
that a smile?
Read the sign, bunny.
Salty Club.
This is a salty club.
Salty. You're gonna get us
Part of it, I'm also just over Bad Bunny.
So?
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he brings it down.
Hey,
Is that man
Hey.
a Bad Bunny?
Nice to meet you.
that
Yeah.
is Bad Bunny, yes.
What did you do to me?
Ritz, loved by
The commercial was fine until he showed up.
Isn't Ritz known for being buttery though? Isn't
Yeah.
that their...
Oh, God, no.
What's the
please.
tongue one? I thought that
This
was
is the tongue one.
Is this the tongue?
This
Oh.
is the tongue
I
one.
don't
All
like
right,
the tongue
here we
one.
go. I love the
Let's get
disturbing
some
commercials.
tongue action.
Just made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Look away, Michael.
Let's go, tongues. I'm a dancing tongue, and I like to taste it
That
cold.
is good music we're watching. I'm distracted.
Everybody now.
Yeah,
don't like the
so
tongue
there's
one.
probably some people that are way too into that.
You're way too into that commercial. All right, so that was all of them. What'd you guys think? What was your favorite?
Oh, we missed the Nike one and the weird one with boobs. So
I really like that
There
one
was a boobs one.
with Beckham and Damon. That was fun.
Oh, really?
that
That
was
one?
funny.
Yeah.
Like that one, the Dunkin' Donuts one.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
I do like the Reese's one, but not those parts. Is the part where they're all like at the lava stream and they're trying to keep them like stop it.
Stop it.
All right, we got some news.
News.
So what happens when you create a bomb like Dragon Age? You get hired to write Ghosts of Yotai. So
I heard that and makes me really nervous now.
Well, yeah, I was watching the supercut of them play EFAP play
Dragon Age,
and man, the dialogue in that, they have a dialogue option that says "oof."
Oof. To be fair, oof is a wonderful sound to make. Oof.
My favorite edit that I've seen so far is that character. I think it's Tosh or whatever.
Yeah,
and she's like sitting down at the table. She's like, "All right, I'm non-binary," and it super cuts to like Peter Griffin. It's like, who the f starts the conversation like that? I just sat down.
It's such a weird and out of play.
What's funny about that oof option was like the character's talking about like people will die, I will probably die, and the person's like oof.
It's like a sitcom moment.
Oof.
Well, at one point, the bad guy's like, "People die all the time." What? Okay, Rooster Teeth is under new management.
Or old management.
Not true, yeah. Are you guys excited?
You want to go first, Michael?
I mean, I think it's cool that he has it back. Bernie Burns, one of the original four. And I saw Jeff put up an Instagram video that he's basically hinting that he was coming back to work with it too. But he bought Rooster Teeth back from, what was it, Warner Brothers? So it's under his thing. And I like this little teaser video where he goes into Stage 5 or Warehouse 5, whatever the heck it is. And he's like, where the heck is everybody?
I got milk.
So I'm curious. I didn't listen to their Good Morning podcast. I'm curious if they're moving back. I don't know any of the details of their life because they live in Scotland right now. I'm like, you just going to remotely do it? Or you just buy it to get like your property back? I don't know. It's cool that he can do that. I have no idea what to expect of what they're going to do though. So I'd be interested.
Yeah, I'm told all those people are super rich.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I was watching a guy. He worked for Rooster Teeth and Screw Attack. He's like, those guys are all extremely rich. Yeah,
I mean,
so the only thing I ever watched from there was Ruby, and I hated Ruby. So,
so I'm curious on who they're bringing back, and more of like, I don't know what to think about it because like the way it died was so it's kind of sad because they just kind of like pittered out. They didn't have like, oh, hey guys, we decided as a company, just, everybody go their own separate ways. This thing kind of died like a really slow death, and like their content really went down, and it was just, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to think about. I don't know who they would bring back and how they would do things. And I don't know what they would do next is the thing. So, because people are like, oh, we need another Ruby. I'm just like, honestly, like when Ruby kind of became big in Rooster Teeth, that's kind of when I stopped watching. This is not my thing. So I don't know if they're bringing that back just to continue that series or
I think someone else owns it.
Someone else owns
actually,
Ruby. They don't have it.
Yeah.
So
does Warner Brothers still own it or no?
No, someone else bought it.
Okay.
Before all.
I don't know. I have no idea. It was such an out of left field thing too. So I don't know what to think about it. So
just that one guy talking to himself.
Talking away.
Okay, Romancing Hans. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out to a lot of people playing it. One of the first things I did show was this how to romance Hans. It's kind of controversial because a lot of people didn't think a gay romance was really necessary for this game. But they're like, oh, it's optional, so who cares? But then it came out that Hans is actually only 15 years old. So kind of illegal to put in your game, but
not in Bohemia in the 13th
I was about to
century.
say, what was the like age limit in instituted for.
But that is something I've heard like a criticism. I was like, they should have had like a bigger, like if they wanted to do this route, like if you could choose this, right? Like this should have been like a whole other like storyline, because during this time where you're under like severe Catholic like rule. So having something like this would be like, guess what? Now it's a death sentence. That like, but it's like, oh, it's a casual romance. I'm like, there's nothing casual about gay romance in the 13th century.
And then
the name
director
Hans always reminds me of Attack on Titan
Yeah.
Bridge when they're like, it's time for Hans.
Nope.
So pretty controversial, and the director, he didn't really excuse it. He just came out, well, 12-year-old girls were getting married, and they had people had to watch them consummate the marriage, and it's like, yeah, but you didn't put that in the game,
Can you imagine the company? Don't say that. What are you?
Yeah. So if you follow the money, because this is totally different than the first one. The first one was they were really trying to be historical accurate.
But I like the first one a lot. It's hard.
It's freaking hard.
But it's a lot of fun if you can get past the stupid first boss. It's almost like Elden Ring. I swear to God. If you can get past that boss, it like unlocks this whole massive world. It's huge.
It's freaking hard though. So it's just like totally different. It's just like the mind change is different. Turns out the company was bought out by like Embracer Group and BlackRock, so that's why the story elements have changed a little bit.
You'll notice that under here is my tinfoil hat. So just letting you know. Here we go.
All right. So Disney Plus, more like Disney minus, as they lost 700,000 subscribers. So
I was gonna say 700 is not
just
bad.
700.
32.
Well, Netflix added stuff and even raised the rent for Netflix. So
yeah. Might as well get cable.
I told everyone when this started, cable. It's gonna be cable. Fantastic Four trailer. What did you guys think? I really like this, but it really plays up to the stuff I like, retro, futuristic stuff. It's very comic booky looking. So I actually thought this was more exciting for me than Superman's trailer. But what did you guys think?
It just has me kind of like I'm not very hyped for it. I feel like that robot's gonna be annoying.
Herbie?
A cute
That's his
robot.
job.
I don't like, because this is set in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, because like how they're old as sin, like in the current timeline.
They're gonna get sent to our timeline.
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of the Fantastic Four, especially after that last movie. That
was terrible.
The bridge has been burned. I don't.
Never coming back from that.
I like the aesthetic of this. I like the 60s stuff. I like the Thing. I always forget his name.
Ben?
No.
Ben Grimm?
I did like that meme that you sent us, Joseph, is him and inside of the bear. That was good.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
But yeah,
something Eben Moss. I forget his first name.
I'm just, Marvel is such like a coin flip now. There's no telling. I have no idea. No clue. I did like seeing Galactus as like Galactus instead of the space cloud. Oh my God.
Also, there wasn't much Johnny in this trailer, was there? Because
like usually 2 shots of him.
He's the most like charismatic character, and they.
I have heard it's the female Silver Surfer, which is an odd choice considering it's like a one. Like I think it's a one-off. I don't think it's like a canon thing.
Should be the female Galactus too, his daughter.
Yeah, the one from Rivals.
Yeah.
So
the theory is it's
interesting.
Female Silver Surfer, and then when they get to our world, it's going to be the male one.
Be that one. See that one that might make more sense.
Might make sense by me. Yay.
Yeah. I don't know. So again, it's Marvel, so it literally a coin toss if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, all their trailers recently, I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna be good or not. No way to tell.
Yeah, there was a Thunderbolts trailer during the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
That was okay. It was like super short, but
I didn't expect the Void to be the villain because I don't know how they're going to do that whole storyline in one movie. So that was a little weird. Yeah, I like the Fantastic Four's costume. I love Herbie. Herbie looks great. The Fantastic car, and then the Thing I think looks good. He looks very comic booky, which I like. His voice, though, it's a little weird just because we're used to that guy from The Bear. But yeah. And then we had Jurassic World Rebirth. Is that what it's called?
something.
Yeah.
Who knows at this? Who
Something.
knows anymore?
I did not dig this one at all.
Lost World 2, Joe. So that's what it's.
Yeah. I did not care for this one at all, but what do you guys think?
I am tired of Jurassic Park. I saw this and I'm just like, I guess.
I know. I saw this and I was already sleepy. I was like,
That whole thing about Chris Pratt in what was the first one?
World.
He's like, how are people going to get bored of dinosaurs? I'm like, Chris, they did it.
Found out.
They found a way. Life found a way. Chaos theory.
Yeah, it's just like strong woman and nerdy guy. That's played out. There's a mutant dinosaur. I don't know if you saw that, but
I didn't see that.
Well, also, we need to find the biggest ones.
What?
It's like, what?
Why on all of these Jurassic Parks, the freaking ocean dinosaur, they're always like, ooh, we got this. It's like he's been there before. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not excited.
Michael,
Okay.
do you have thoughts on it?
No, it visually looked pretty.
What the hell?
That makes sense.
Axe teaming up with Solo Leveling. So now
You want to smell like Jin Woo? Or
Dude,
whatever his name
if
is?
I was 14 years old, I'd be all over that, man.
now you can smell E-ranked.
I like that scent. Black.
But it's Shadow Monarch.
Oh my god.
If I was 14, I'd put it on and then I'd be like, rise, and then go out into the day.
Anything else I have? No, it's just PlayStation was down for a while.
During free weekend.
Yeah. Maybe get another one someday.
Wasn't there a was it Krispy Kreme that was giving out free donuts because of it or something like that?
Really?
Why?
I didn't know that.
They felt bad, so they're just like,
come
"Here
on
for
out."
donuts.
We feel bad for you,
sad little gamers.
Let's give you
Kind of wish I knew that. That'd be awesome. Like, hey,
the Super Bowl had free stuff, right? So there was free coffee today from Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
There was Carl's Jr. had a free hangover burger. So.
oh god. Oh no. Carl's Jr. after drinking too much. That would immediately make me throw up.
It's greasy. Okay.
It's slimy.
Let's get down to
That's satisfying.
I love Carl's Jr., man. All right. Homework time. What'd you guys do?
You want to go first? I
want Michael to go first. He never goes first.
Very little.
Michael
never
always
mind.
goes first.
I always go first, dude. You hear that? Every time I go
win.
first. I'm like, I'm going first. No one, I don't know. I didn't do very much. I finished, let's see. Well, I'm on the last season of Modern Family, and I'm very, very sad about it. Because the show's great. It's ending. Although they do the thing which so many shows of that era did, where it's like you hit the last season and it's just like, oh, technology has advanced. I'm like, your kids are like
weird.
6 months older, but they're like talking fridges and stuff like that. And it's still funny, but it's like it's such a trope for that era of shows.
Is that show still airing?
No,
or
it's over. This is the end. Yeah, very sad about that. I didn't watch anything else this week. I meant to ask Thomas if he was going to watch Solo Leveling.
Oh, I did. It was very disappointing.
Well,
I did not.
Okay, so I didn't know if we were going to wait till
That's him saying it.
we didn't do our weekly watch for Severance and so.
It was just kind of boring. Oh, you didn't watch Severance either? Severance was really something you had to see.
That's what I keep saying. Because we were gonna watch the movie, and then we usually do the thingy, and then so we won't do the thingy.
What
Guys, let me
episode?
down.
What episode are you guys on Solo Leveling? Episode 3?
We've seen 3.
3?
4 was this
Three.
week.
The
I
one
watched
I
6.
watched was
Oh.
kind of slow.
All
Dude,
right.
Remember that, Jared.
okay. I watched episode 6 today.
Oh, wow.
I can't say anything.
No, tell us.
No.
Shut up, Joe.
Say banana.
I like a good spoiler.
No, we don't like spoilers here.
No?
Then I think I didn't do anything, man. The only thing I did was I finished Yumi and the Nightmare Painter this morning at work, this afternoon, the Brandon Sanderson book. Very like
that was a game. I was like,
I was like,
It
what?
does sound like a game.
It's one I want to say it's great, but it has, like I mentioned before when I was like halfway through it, has those weird like. It's funny because he cites a lot of anime as inspiration for it, but there's also like these like filler points where I'm like, we're getting these characters that we're getting weird tropes, like I talked about the workout guy and everything, and then just like these characters are supposed to be 18 and 19, but they're like some really juvenile conversations, stuff like that. And I get it. There's points of like emphasizing how inexperienced they are with things because of the worlds they come from, or the world she at least comes from. But in the end, like it really ramped up, and like the twists and turns and like how it ended, I really, really liked the end. It was very, very cool. So just a little bit too long in the tooth for the middle and just the filler parts. Apart from that, really, really enjoyed it. Makes me want to listen to more because that was my first fizz. Makes me want to listen to more.
And you said it's like 14 hours or something?
Yeah, it's only like 14 hours. So what's it like compared to him? Compared to his normal like 60-hour long books or whatever they are, I have no idea. And then I listened to his most recent lecture today, which was lecture 4 on the YouTubes, where he basically just took questions from the class last week and they basically wrote him in all week, and then he asked him on his phone and kind of went on tangents. And most of them were talking about kind of like how to get out of ways of being stuck when you're writing things. So they would bring up like a prompt or like, hey, I'm stuck in doing tropes, or I'm stuck in doing this. Very, very, it's such a good lecture. He's so extremely knowledgeable about storytelling and just like the tools that he uses and things. It stresses me out because it's not how I write. Like I said last time, like I'm not a plotter, I'm not a planner. I'm a very much go by the seat of my pants and see what happens and then revise to make it actually all work. But he's just like, oh yeah, I'm here and I'm thinking of like on one of the podcasts they were on, they were talking about ditching 100,000 words. And I'm like, that's so much work to ditch, man. I think that actually
that was like that movie I watched that one time where they had to cut that guy's work. But
it's just like
it was just a pain.
Or like even talking about, they were like, yeah, that book just wasn't working, so I ditched it. And I'm like,
oh, I do that all the time.
that's so much. But like finishing it, like at first draft, and they're like, nah. I'm like, what? Or I don't know, but it's very very clever, very insightful guy when it comes to writing. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like he kind of more my style because I know all the chapters, like whatever's going to happen in the chapters.
Oh man!
And I'm like, I know the ending, and it's just like the challenge is actually just doing the writing.
So I was actually going to ask that because we've all written in some form or fashion, short story, poetry, whatever it is. Where do you guys land? Because it took me a while to realize how to write for me, because it wasn't until I started writing short stories and stuff that I was like, oh, I just go and I don't. Like if I think about it, I get so overwhelmed, so stressed. I'm like, I can't know this part and this part and this part. Like how I've realized how I write is I have like I started with my book that I'm writing now. Like I had an image in my head. I'm like, that's an awesome image. A little girl with half an android. That's cool. And so I started with that, and then I'd have an image of like, oh, this point down here, I want to get there. That's a cool image. So I'd go that direction and just end up there. But so I was curious so Joseph, you're a big time outliner, you're saying.
Yeah. I pretty much write out all the chapters about what the characters are and stuff like that.
Oh, I can't do that.
And it's like, well, I'm like, I already like know what's gonna happen. I already know what. It's just like I'm just kind of bored writing because I already like have it all thought out in my head.
That's crazy.
For me though, the reason why I haven't finished a lot is because I want to write something really weird, and so I'm writing stuff, and it's just not weird enough for me. So I'm just like, I just need to get weirder and weirder. So that's where I'm at. I just want to write something really weird that's like hasn't been seen before, and that's hard.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
With mine, like, so I'll have an endpoint. Like I always envision an endpoint first, and I tried to make an outline that gets me to that endpoint, which I do like doing because it gives me parts to work on when I'm like, hey, I think I can do that at this point, and then coincide like everything like go because sometimes I write out of order because like the short story I wrote at the coffee shop, Michael. I outlined that for like 2 weeks, and then I wrote the ending first, and then I wrote the beginning, and then basically I uh just went between uh points in the outline that I knew that I had like I think I can write that today. And then when I got a full story on, then I started going through it and making sure that each part lined up sequentially. And if I needed to move something over, yeah, or if I wrote something that contradicted another one, I made sure to either get rid of it or solve it. But for free writing doesn't come naturally to me, even though I mostly write poetry, which is funny because like I remember when I was taking that class and Dan was having us do free writing. He's like, I know you want to outline, don't outline. 5 minutes, just write. Like, don't stop writing for 5 minutes. I'm like, that is really hard for me to do. Like to not like because everything that I did was subconsciously thinking I couldn't keep up with my own brain. And I did figure out though, if I have a story that is kind of want to, it's like, get on the page, I can free write something. But the moment I stop, like the day I stop, that's it. That's all I'm going to get out of that story. I can't come back to it for some reason.
I imagine Dan teaching in the way that he
talks,
sings, or like.
Oh yeah, no, he's great. He's like, all right, here we go. Let's our 5 minutes on the wolf timer. Here we go. And he has this little counter on there called the wolf timer. And he goes, ooh.
Short stories are a little different. I like to let those flow, and I don't like to think about them too much in the future. I like to just like almost like what do you call it? Free conscious type of story writing when it comes to short stories, and try to finish it as fast as I can. So that's like different than when I'm trying to write a book. It's just like,
whereas like Harlan Ellison wrote, I have no mouth and I must scream in one night. He just kind of sat down at a typewriter and just, he's like, oh, I had something in me. And I'm just like,
yeah,
how?
I'd like to get like really
How did you do that?
Stream of conscious where I just like words are just coming out as I think them. But that's hard for a book to do, like a book length one.
Like with me writing, it's like I have to go and like just smash myself against the wall until something comes out. But like you guys talking about outlining everything, like there's literally a point in the last chapter of my book, like near the end of it, that I had no plan whatsoever for. But as I came to it, I wrote it one way. I was like, no, that's not right. And then I wrote it another way. And as I was writing it, I was like, does that work? Like I didn't plan it in the slightest. I had to go back to check because there were a few things that like had to match the right side of what was going on. I was like, oh my God, that works. I was like, it's so perfectly fit in, but didn't plan it in the slightest, but I'm going to take credit for it.
Was there ever a point in your writing that you were just like, should I do this over? Or like,
dude,
you had an idea that you should have just done?
I am on the 7th draft now. Alex and I were talking about this on the way home. And like, because he read the first of the half of it, he read the second draft, and then I caught up to him by the third draft, and so he read the second of a third. I was like, dude, there's so much different. And even like from the second to third, there are entire groups of characters that didn't exist. That I'm like, he's like, oh, this is a cool part. I'm like, yeah, that person didn't exist 5 minutes ago. Like I just wrote them, like all this weird stuff. But
they're gone.
There's so many points where like after he had read it, my parents had read it, I'd still sit there and be like, what the heck am I doing? This is all so stupid. I just need to quit. What am I doing? I'm like, rubbish. We're good. We're in it. And then come back.
I do feel like that's like the most common feeling for anybody writing is like you get like halfway, you're like, this is just crap, right? Like this is terrible. Like, I've completely wasted my afternoon.
I just picture Michael at the cafe, just like throwing his papers in the trash and then running back. He's like, no, I'm sorry.
Don't take it out, garbage man.
I have seen him look at his computer, just like going like this, like.
I've spent so much time there just staring at the thing.
Yeah. Well, because he like doesn't touch his keyboard. He just kind of goes like this, like through his iPad, like.
I will say,
and I do wonder, I'm like, are you okay?
This is the most happy I've been with it though. Going through this, I think I have one more spot that I'm like, it doesn't need fixing, but it'll just add a bridge to the next part so well. I'm like, why the heck did I think of that before? So after that, I'm pretty happy with it. But Jared, you were writing a children's book with Alex. Where do you have a writing preference or idea?
I'm more like you, just the seat of my pants kind of like. I just watched an EFAP where they explained that because I didn't know what you were talking about last time. But they talked about what he was talking about, pants and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have an idea and I'll be like, Alex, is that good? And he's like, yeah, that does sound good. And I just go from there.
Yeah, that's what took me so long because I had started a couple books in like when I was a teenager and stuff, and I was like, but I don't know the ending. I don't know this. I didn't realize like I was so narrow minded. I was like, I didn't realize there was a way of just like Stephen Kinging it and just like you just write. You have the idea and you go forward. Just like
that could bite you in the butt, though.
100%. But like Brandon Sanderson says, he's like the Discovery writers or the Pantsers, like their work is in revising. Like you have to make you get it all out, you get the story idea down, you get this. Like in my brain, I was thinking of it like a sculptor, like there's a giant block in front of me, and like the more I revise, the closer it gets to being what it could be. But then it's like, when do you go too far and it starts disappearing? You don't want that to happen. So it's a weird balance I'm trying to figure out, but
listening to Joseph and Thomas outline sounds maddening. Like you have the little points, but you have to fill it out. I can't imagine filling it out.
I think part of it comes down to how I was taught to write in high school, because I was always taught outline everything, outline the letter you're going to write, outline the job interview you're going to do. Like that's pretty much, I always outline every single project I work on, and like since I was like 13, that's how I do it. And it just stuck. I think that's what happened. So, how about Joe? But
yeah, it's just my personality. I like planning everything out.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's all I did though.
It's fun stuff. All right, next, Jared.
Oh, I didn't do much, just music this time. So last time, after hours of corn and telling you guys about it, Michael was like, you should do Coldplay where you left off, because I left off on the not Viva La Vida, the one after that, back in the day,
the one with Paradise on it.
Yeah, the one before Ghost Stories.
Oh,
Milo Zilo.
Oh yeah, Milo Zilo or whatever. That's what we call it.
So that's where I stopped originally. I remember Paradise. Don't remember anything after that.
Yeah, that's the last song I remember.
I forgot about that song actually.
So I told Michael and Alex, I was like, I'm gonna go through the rest. And Alex is like, oh, tell me what you think of each one and what's the worst and the best. So I went through Ghost Stories first. There are some good songs in it. There are some that I actually remember, like some of the hits and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's not really my thing. It's kind of mellow and just like way too happy. Like there's something about Coldplay. Their music is really happy and positive, and I'm just like, oh. When I'm listening to it, I'm like, God, did they ever have a bad day in their life? Jeez. So Ghost Stories, I wasn't too huge into, but it wasn't bad. None of these are that. Well, one was bad. One was actually bad. And then I went to A Head Full of Dreams. That one had a lot more singles that I remember from like back in the day. Again, there are some really strong songs. There was a lot of songs that weren't bad. They're just like not for me. Didn't work. And then this is the one Michael wanted me to listen to, Everyday Life. I can see why Michael likes it. It's very like cinematic, very like tells a story and has like a theme to it. The first, and it's like in two halves on Spotify. I don't know if that's how it actually is.
Not that I've seen.
But I think it's just in my head because like the first 6 songs were cool. I liked them. They had like gospel and kind of like hymn kind of songs in it. that were cool, and then the second half like poo was just like poo poo, and I was like, Michael, I don't like this second half. But overall, it was pretty good. And then I went on to Music of the Spheres with all the emoji songs. Like they have emojis for the titles, and I was like, I guess Coldplay. This album sucked. I hated it. Expect like me and my Alex were talking about Beautiful.
So weird. Such a choice.
It has like Muppets singing in it, or just like a really high pitched singer in it.
Sounding.
It was terrible. I was listening to it. I was like, "Are you serious, Coldplay? What are you doing?" But and then even like, because I remember BTS is on this album, like in one of the singles, and I was like, "Oh, I like that Butter song from them." So
The Butter song.
but I remember liking this song. What was it called? I don't remember which one BTS did. I thought I had it in my note. Oh, it's this one, My Universe. I remember liking that one more, but listening to it now recently, I was like, it's okay. I'd rather just have BTS and not Coldplay with them. But this one really sucked, and it was, you know how I said they're just like happy. This one's like hyper happy, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Too happy.
And then the last one was Moon Music. They had one song with an emoji, a rainbow. And I was like, they just love that. They couldn't get over their emoji song titles. I actually like this one a lot more than the previous album. I don't know why it was just as happy, but it was like more chill.
Yeah,
and I just appreciated it more, I guess. And then I went back because originally when I asked, hey guys, what should I listen to? And Johnny recommended Korn. He also recommended Creed. So I went through Creed's first album. I went through both albums actually. So I went and listened to Human Clay. And overall, it was really, I was surprised how much I liked it because I was like, there were some songs that are a little heavier, and I was like, oh, okay, Creed. I thought it was all gonna be like Arms Wide Open, but there's some like actually kind of heavy songs. I'm like, okay, all right.
And Jared is now a divorced dad of 40, supporting 4 kids. Comes home every day from his electrician's job.
There is only one song that I was like, it was called America.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know
what expectations on that one.
I don't know why songs usually about like America and being proud of being American, they're always like cringy and bad. This was cringy and bad, but I was just like, why did they put this in there? And then I listened to the second album. Oh no, the first album was My Own Prison. The second album is Human Clay. My notes were all messed up. Okay. This one was not, they were like the same quality. I liked them about the same. But of course, when you get to Arms Wide Open, because it's like Arms Wide Open, Higher right after each other, I was like, dude, I was like at work, I was like, I wish I could just belt this out because I am feeling it. It deserves the emotion that I want to just belt out this song. Chris came into the office, he heard a little bit of it, and he's like, I have it stuck in my head now. But yeah, I have two more.
Take me high.
I have two more albums for Creed, and then I'll be done. I thought they had a lot more. They only have 4.
That's it?
Yeah, they stopped around 2002 or something.
Hard to be a Creed, Thomas.
Or 2005.
Didn't stick to their creed.
They got made fun of a lot.
He got punched out by the 311 singer.
Yeah.
In that bar.
Dang.
But yeah, I enjoyed those 2 albums. I'm kind of scared of going to the next 2 because it's like in the 2000s. I'm like, oh no, it's gonna go down in quality. But if you have any recommendations, I always like.
Are you gonna go to Nickelback after this?
Oh geez, what is their discography like? How many are we talking? Hold on.
Varied and interesting.
They have fans.
Jared, I will do Nickelback with you.
Okay.
Jared, I'll do it with you. Don't worry.
I know you will. Especially those first 2. You'll be all about it.
Hey, 3, sir. First 3.
3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Dark
the one
Horse?
with
Yeah.
10 albums.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Imagine 14 albums of Corn, dude.
That is nuts.
Nickelback put out an album in 2022.
Yeah.
What the bananas?
They're in it, man. Why does Coldplay have a filmography?
There was
They have a video gameography too.
There was an entire Modern Family episode that Chris was in.
Really?
Yeah, he's throughout the whole. I was like, oh, you should be a cameo. He's through the whole episode because Phil's like trying to sell him a house, and he's like going around, and it was ridiculous.
Don't they have a few of those concert movies that bands?
Yeah, I think they're concert movies.
What's is it Turn A? Not Turn A. What's it called?
A24.
No. They have a they have a video game album that they made. I never played it. I downloaded it and I've never played it. It's just free.
Weird.
I do wish they went back to like their first album because that first album was really good.
It's like that and A Rush of Blood to the Head is what I wish they would do, which is what I don't like. Why I like that 2019 album so much because it's like it sounds so different. Because you got Milo Xyloto, Ghost Stories is a little more like Jared said, mellow. It's funny you say it's happy because I feel like it's such a morose kind of dark album.
Well, dark for them is happy.
Dark for them, true. But then it's
dark
just
for
like,
them is they only had one cup of coffee.
Like everything keeps that kind of weird, like poppy.
It stays horrible now.
Bouncy tone of Milo Xyloto to the rest of it, like the Emoji album, like you said, like. I don't mind it, but it's like they all sound the same. Like I like you would have Parachute sounded so different from Rush of Blood to the Head, sounded so different from X and Y, sounded so different from Viva La Vida. It's like all these had such different identities to them, and the rest of them like it's just a blur of I don't know.
Yeah, that album with the emojis, I forget the name, Music for Spheres or whatever.
Yeah.
It all sounded like one song. I was like, oh my god.
What happened to the experimentation? That's what I love about Coldplay. They were so experimental. Like you came in with Viva La Vida, like, what are you cellos and violins? What's happening? And then they have that song after Lovers in Japan. It's Yes, the song Yes. He gets just like he just drops like 2 octaves and just starts. It's such a cool song. Oh my gosh. It's upset.
There was one with him in that album you like. I forgot the name already. Where it was just him and a guitar. Yeah. And it was really nice. It was really like
really nice.
Oh, is that one about someone's dad, about a dad and his son? I was like, oh man, this is kind of touching. I was like, dang.
Jared, are you wearing a yellow shirt because of Coldplay?
Did they wear it? Oh. It was all yellow.
Hey guys, it is music week this time, so
oh crap. Oh no, actually,
I haven't been listening to new. I haven't been listening to new stuff.
Creed, Nickelback, Corn.
So much Corn. Oh, it's funny.
It's gonna be my dad's playlist.
We were doing when Chris, Jonah, and Jackson were here for anime. We always do like watch some YouTube afterwards, and I put on guess that song in like 5 seconds, but I did it for new metal. Like
Jackson got them all?
I didn't even need like a second to know it was Corn. Like
because
I was like Corn. Jackson did he does know new metal really well. I was like, dang.
He also knows pirate metal pretty well too.
Yeah,
pirate metal.
I don't understand that.
They're real pirate metal.
Yeah, it's terrible. He loves it.
he loves a lot of things.
I see him just putting on his headset, listening to pirate metal, and playing Dawn of War. So yeah,
He's still pirate metal at the gym.
He still defends dubstep. Like this weekend, he was like, I listen to dubstep. I'm not ashamed." And I was like,
"We know, Jackson. We know."
I'm not ashamed of my dubstep.
Your dubstep dad. All right, I guess it's me next.
Sure.
So I just random stuff. So I watched. I think I mentioned before. It's called Pointless Hub. He's this YouTube reviewer, and he did a video essay about how 2 apocalyptic asteroid movies came out the same year, which was Deep Impact and Armageddon. He's like, okay, here's the thing. Deep Impact, it's honestly like a better story overall. Like because it's like more introspective, it's a bit more grounded in reality, that kind of thing. It's like, but the ending kind of just isn't very satisfying in a way. Like the whole, the reporter like has that broken relationship with their father, and they meet and like hug before the world ends. You're like, yeah, but he was kind of a dick and he doesn't really deserve it. You should like looked after your mom who just like unalived herself. Like that's kind of weird.
Doesn't leave much of an impact.
No, not at all. Shallow, even.
Shallow impact.
He's like, but then you get to Armageddon. It's like, there's no subtlety. There's no there's nothing subtle about Armageddon, but it also has the biggest quote unquote impact when Bruce Willis dies. Spoiler alert. It's like, that was actually, he's like, I remember like tearing up. Like I was like 9 years old going like, holy crap, that actually kind of emotionally impacted me. Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, but it has that freaking Aerosmith song.
Dude, man.
Dresses the Aerosmith song. He's like, but the subtlety part also got in the way of like the weird like thing about the Aerosmith song being played to the love scene of your own daughter. It's like, that's weird. That's a weird thing to happen. But
man, VH1 would play that stupid song all the time.
But he also talked about, he's like, I wish I could say that only lives in the realm of Armageddon. But when I was getting married during 2020, not me, him, when I was getting married in 2020, it was like when the world was basically an apocalyptic thing, we had like our big wedding got shrunk down to like 2 people. And it was like someone playing YouTube music on their iPhone as we like made our vows to each other. And as we were walking away, for some reason, YouTube decided to play that one Aerosmith song as we were walking down the aisles. Like, wow, this is now part of my canon. This is part of my life now.
This is our song, babe.
So yeah, that was his. It was.
Can you imagine if that was your song, you and your significant other's song?
That's a little weird. Mostly just because it's his daughter. That's so.
She was
so
in 2 of his music videos.
Yeah.
Jenny's Got a Gun.
Jenny's Got a Gun.
Oh, was she?
That song's terrible too.
That song's god awful. I hate that song.
That was an artist I tried. Like I was going to put some of the albums on my library and just have it come on and shuffle. Every time I was like, no.
But they made Dream On, so how is it?
One of the greatest rock songs ever.
Dude, I tried listening to U2. I can't. It's so boring. It's so boring. There's nothing to it. No, there's nothing
something weird. There's something weird about it. That I was like, I dig it.
I like Vertigo.
It's so boring. It's just like I even put like on greatest hits. I'm like, okay, I don't have to like trawl the whole discography like Jared's doing. I'm gonna hit just the greatest hits. I got like 6 songs in. I'm like, I'm bored, and all these songs sound like okay.
Dude, New Year's Day. New Year's Day is a great song.
How did you feel about that album that was forced on us? And
I actually like that album quite a bit.
Finally delete after so many years of having it in your library. Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
it's still in my library.
It's still in my iTunes.
I also found this other channel called Exits Examined. It's basically going over IPs like books and stuff that have kind of run its course, and they're kind of in like, they're either not in decline, but they've either kind of ended, or they're not sure if they're going to pick back up again. So one of them he covered was the history of Conan the Barbarian, which is vast. I did not know. Like I read like some of the original short stories by Robert E. Howard, like when I was like in high school, because they're kind of fun. I did not know the sheer amount of content that has been made just from those, like, I think 30 stories. I mean, it's entire. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's tons of comics for
like
Conan.
Multiple runs of comics, multiple books, multiple tabletop games. Like there's like 7 D&D expansions based on Conan, and it's nuts. The amount of content that came out from this one character is kind of crazy.
People still play that one game that came out.
Yeah.
The MMO for Conan.
Yeah, the MMO is still big. Like, it has like its own like community. So it's just kind of nuts that this whole thing came out of that. He also did another video on Aragon, which is very, very interesting. Just in how it came about, and like people give Christopher Paolini a lot of crap, like, oh, his parents paid for everything. They're like, yeah, his parents paid for everything, but they didn't come from money. They self-published all this stuff, and it was like a big financial risk. They were selling these books because he's like a homeschooler. They're selling these books like at homeschool conventions out of their van, and they got lucky. This one publisher like found a book at like a book fair, gave it to his kid, and his kid's like, "Hey, you need to read this." And he read. He's like, "Holy crap, this is actually pretty decent." Found them and then gave them a book deal, and so they kind of republished after that, which I think is. I think that's kind of cool. The fact that his parents believed in him that much to take a financial risk on him and promote his writing, which I think is kind of interesting. There was another one I watched called I don't know if it's Cheese GX or Cheesy GX. I don't know how to.
You don't like cheese?
Yes. He did a video essay on Genlock, and I didn't watch Genlock past season 1 because season 1 was kind of a dud for me. I did not know how bad it got. It's a Rooster Teeth animation one. I did not know the second season was probably one of the worst pieces of animation ever to come out. Like, in like terms of storyline. It has some of the most deplorable writing and like honestly some of them like some really disgusting writing too, just like in like what kind of like message they're trying to get across. Like the whole, like, spoiler alert, this whole series ends with them debating whether to unalive themselves. Like, I'm not even like that's part of it. I'm just like, that's kind of creepy. I don't really like that. So yeah, I think that's about all the YouTube I did besides just some random. I did watch Mandalore Gaming's new video on the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. It's a cool game, but he has like an existential nightmare about trying to get it to run on a modern PC. He's like, I don't know why, but every time I adjust the settings, the whole thing just tilts to the right into the corner, and every time I make an adjustment, it keeps getting further into the corner. He's like, and I don't know why. I have to completely reinstall my game. So that's all the YouTube I did.
You like the second Riddick movie?
I like Chronicles of Riddick. It's weird though that they retconned everything in the director's cut, but I love Pitch Black. That's a great movie.
I've never understood that IP. Is it just like is it just Vin Diesel being cool, or like what is the whole? Is he like
the second one? The first one's different.
The first one is like a thriller survival horror one.
Yeah.
The second one is more like space adventure type stuff, but it's weird because the stuff that they put in made it worse. But what's funny though is that Vin Diesel had a lot of like notes on the character, and all of his notes are actually the better improvement for Riddick. They're like, they wanted him to talk more. He's like, why would he talk more? There's no need to talk. Like even in the video game, they had like hundreds of pages of dialogue. He's like, no, there needs to be like maybe 50 pages. Like Riddick doesn't talk. And I'm just like, that's actually a good note. And so just stuff like that.
There's some Riddick blood in Rebel Moon a little bit. It's kind of
a little bit, yeah.
You can kind of feel that.
I can see that, but I mean, I love the first one. I still like the second one. Third one it was trying to be the first one again. So
I didn't know there was a third one.
It's called Riddick.
Just Riddick.
Just Riddick.
One of those remakes where it's just the name again, but
yeah.
It was all right. And then I actually got this in. I finally got it. I ordered it like 4 months ago. And it's called Linda, Linda, Linda. It's a Japanese movie. It's basically like what K-On! Is based on. It's about these four, I say Japanese. There's 3 Japanese high schoolers and 1 Korean transfer student. and it's all about them trying to prepare for a rock festival inside their high school. It's really good. The soundtrack is really, really good. The Korean singer, believe it or not, or the Korean school kid, is actually the swordswoman from Rebel Moon. That's her. So she's really good.
This episode is all Rebel Moon.
It's all Rebel Moon, but she can actually sing really well. I got the soundtrack. I put it on my Walkman. I really like it. Because it's. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish what you were gonna say.
Well, the song, the movie title comes from a Blue Hearts. It's a Japanese. Actually, I think you'd like the Blue Hearts, Jared. They're very pillow-esque. It comes from their song Linda Linda, and it's them trying to figure out the song Linda Linda Linda, but Linda 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 is a mistake. So it's a good movie. So, and I think it's a bootleg. I don't really know, but it came with the CD too. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So
I'm glad he pulled that out. I thought he was gonna pull out a Carhartt for a second.
Well,
don't do it.
I'm kidding. I think it's all. I think that's all I did. I've been busy. It's been a really rough week.
Has it been taxing?
I can't. There you go. I censored myself so Michael doesn't have to.
All right. What did I do? I ate some Popeyes on the way over here.
Where's mine? Making sandwiches, eating Popeyes.
Dude, that's the one sandwich I think I prefer classic over spicy. Just because
you're a madman.
Spicy.
You're a madman.
I usually love spicy, but that one wasn't that good.
Dude, I want something spicy so bad, but I can't. Like,
can't do it.
Killing me.
Okay, I watched my 3 movies. The theme this time was they were 4 movies, so off to the
theme.
They were foreign movies?
Oh, I couldn't say
foreign. I thought they said 4.
I thought he said farmer.
Farmer movies. Okay, well,
no idea.
One of them did have a farmer in it. So we go off to the far-off land of Canada, and Denis Villeneuve's 3rd movie. It's called Polytechnic. So this is about a school massacre that happened in Canada in 1989. So a very heavy subject. The movie, you could tell it's one of his early movies because it looks kind of like an indie film, student film kind of thing. You could tell he was trying off some camera techniques that he had in his pocket. It's a good movie though, but it's one of those hard to recommend because of the subject matter. But like, he's known for his tension, right? How he gets tension through. And the first scene, man, it's like, whoa. But yeah, it's also pretty sad because it's about the survivors of what happened, and one of them, has a very sad ending. So, good movie, just really heavy movie. Then we move over to Spain. So last year, everyone was like recommending this movie. Like Chris Gore from Films It, he kept telling people, you gotta watch this movie. It's called The Coffee Table. And I was like,
oh, you watched that?
Yeah, it's a very dark movie, and I knew it was probably not gonna be for me.
I wanted to watch that because of all the recommendations.
Yeah, everyone was recommending. I could see. I don't know who would like this, but it's a dark movie. It's about this couple who are always fighting. They fought over having a kid because he didn't really want a kid, and then they fought over the name. He's like, "That's a stupid name." Even when the kid's bored, he's like, "He's got a stupid name." And then the main thing is they fought over this coffee table, right? So it's like these nude golden women holding up glass, and she's like, "That is the ugliest table." And he's like, he kind of knows it, but he buys it just to spite her. And then something really, really bad happens, and it's just like the rest of the movie is just him freaking out over what happened. And yeah, it's really dark. I don't know. I mean, there's people who like really dark movies, so maybe they like. And I don't hate really dark movies. Like I like the Coen Brother movies, but this one's a little over the edge. But I don't know, Jared. You might actually find something in it.
It's on the list. I just didn't know where to find it. Where'd you
It's
watch
on
it?
Tubi right now, so
Makes sense.
Speaking of weird commercials, Tubi's commercial for the Super Bowl, the Flesh Hat Man.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
I like that one.
I didn't. I didn't like that.
That was one of my favorites.
At first, I was like, "Is that his head?"
Yeah. Tubi, I gotta go a little rant. So I've been watching a lot of Tubi,
I love
which has been great because they don't make you sign in. And I'm like, I love this. I just want to turn on a movie. I don't.
This
have
is
to
the
sign
most.
in.
This is the most you thing, like YouTube thing I've ever heard. Like it's free and you don't have to sign in. I love this.
Yes, it's the best. But then the Super Bowl comes around and they're like, Tubi's like, oh, we got the Super Bowl. So I go over there to watch the Super Bowl. They want you to sign in. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it.
You know, Mike from Not That Serious, he loves Tubi. He's like, there are some trashy Tubi movies, and I love
you
them.
can't find anything on Tubi, man. It's great. So the last one did come from Tubi. This is a movie, a Korean movie called Burning. Came out in 2018. So this has overtaken Parasite as like the best Korean movie, they say.
That's funny because the best one's Old Boy.
Well, yeah, they have that. It was like this movie, Parasite, Old Boy. And hold on, I'm trying to find the Wikipedia page. It has Steven Yeun. That's
From
probably the
Walking Dead.
Yeah. So he's in it.
Oh, I completely forgot. I watched the first episode of Invincible for the new season.
I didn't even know it was out.
No, it's not. They're not promoting it, which is weird.
I didn't see a trailer at all. Okay, back to Burning. So Burning is a movie. You guys remember we watched Drive My Car, right? So this comes from the same author. And it's kind of like that. It's a slow burn type of movie. It's about this guy who has to move back to his dad's house because of circumstances. And it's like a little farmhouse on the border of Korea. And you can hear like, it's so close to North Korea, you can like hear propaganda being played out there. So he lives out there. He hooks up with this like old friend he knew from childhood. And of course she leaves right away, and because he gets like feelings for her, but she leaves right away, and then she brings back another guy. So
it happens every time.
Yeah,
how it goes.
That's how it goes. And this other guy, he's like this rich guy, drives a Porsche, and he's kind of threatened because he got his woman, and you don't really know what this movie's about. That's what surprised me. He's like, it's such a slow burn. You're kind of trying to figure out, is it a romance? Not really. Then they mention like The Great Gatsby, and you're like, oh yeah, it is kind of like The Great Gatsby. And then something happens, and you're like, that's not like this at all. It's like a totally different movie. And now you kind of know what it's about. And it was really good. It has similar themes to Parasite. Parasite's so good. I don't know if I like it better, but this one was much more thought-provoking. I thought about it a lot more after I watched it, like the next day. And I really liked how it got through its themes because like you see it kind of setting those themes back in the earlier slow parts where you're like, I kind of wish this would get going. But then you kind of see like what they were setting up. So it was a good movie. I really
was it as like dark as Parasite?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I just remember because I remember when Parasite came out, it kind of introduced people to like Korea or like South Korean like noir, and like I remember some of my friends in DFW were going like, "Oh, we just watched Parasite." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I've got like a few Korean films you should watch. They're like, but is it dark like Parasite? And I'm just like,
yeah. So this is like
You Saw the Devil.
This is like Parasite combined with Drive My Car, kind of like that tempo.
That's kind of a cool combo.
Yeah.
You said the same author. Are these based on books?
Short stories.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. So that was all I did. So next time, I already have the theme for my next 3 movies. So
You're gonna be
check
America?
it out. Huh? No.
It'll be America?
No.
America.
We are going to check out Captain America. So look up for that review. Yay. And then we'll have music, a playlist for you guys. So hopefully that's good. So
I already have 2 songs in mind.
he's already got 2 songs, man.
That's progress considering that he takes a long. Well, he might still submit it last. You never know.
True.
The last song.
Never know.
I know when we started this, he could not find song. It
so
took him
hard.
forever.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Jared, you got any? Oh yeah, you said you're just corn.
Corn. Top 3 corn.
He's just like the guys from Secondhand Lions. Corn.
Nothing but corn.
That was on Tubi a lot. I don't think it's on there anymore.
That's what I was thinking when I thought you said a farmer movie. I was like, he's watching Secondhand Lions.
All right. Is that the last word for this?
Corn.
All right. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more corn. And we will see you next time. Bye.